All right, guys, delighted to finally have the legend, JP.
I don't know about that,
John Parrott. Welcome to the channel. You break.
I'm going to smash him up because...
You're going to smash him up?
Yeah, but because two old men trying to play and pot a few balls, there's absolutely no point whatsoever in trying to play any nice snooker, so... You fire away, son.
You couldn't play at the Masters because you didn't have your glasses.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I can't see the best of times.
How long you had them?
Without any warning whatsoever. I woke up one morning and I was 46, I had no warning, and I just couldn't read the paper in the morning. I went, what's going on here? And I went to he said, you're definitely gone, you need glasses. And then all of a sudden I needed them for a bit of distance.
Right.
And so you couldn't define the edges, and end up getting a pair of these, which makes me look like a frog welded. Which,
see, I was hoping for a normal run of the ball, but I didn't quite get it. So how much do you actually play now?
I don't play at all.
You've got a table in the house, right?
I've got a lovely table at home, and if you'd have told me when I was 16 that I'd have a table in the house and I'd never play on it, I'd have said you were mad. But I clean it. It looks lovely. The room's been decorated, but my son, Duncan Ferguson, who's my brother-in-law, he'll come at Christmas. He play with Cameron and his son. And my father-in-law, they'll have a four-hander upstairs, and they play on it more than I ever do.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't really have any great interest.
So you're never going to get rid of it as...
Well, I wanted to, but my son won't let me. It's one of those things. It's from the 95 Masters, to be honest with you, where I had Roddy for dead and let him go by missing a Willie Thorne blue. So I bought it for spite, just to remind myself not to do it anymore.
Do you miss it at all?
I've missed plenty. No, I don't miss it in the slightest.
Do you know what?
I
still get pangs when we're out in the Crucible. We're working for TV. I still get pangs. I thought, it'd be nice to play out here, but you don't at all.
I've gone past that stage. I had it for a couple of years, but the jealousy's well left me.
So I'm still very bitter, John, as you know.
We actually should let your viewers know what your nickname is, really. He's got a new nickname this week. It's Jock McGrumstein. Because there's no joy in the world when Stephen's about.
Hazel Irvin actually gave me that one, yeah. Because when I'm sitting, we were sitting in the studio, so in between frames, it's like I'll just be moaning about everything in the world. I mean, this is the worst snooker, this is everything, and it's
very funny, to be honest. It's very funny.
So what year did you retire?
I was 46, so next week I'm 60, believe it or not, which is just a bit of a shock. But
incredible.
So I was 46. I'd had enough. I mean, you know. You know when you know.
What was it first? The practicing? Was that the first thing you sort of went?
I think what finally tipped me over the edge was going to Prestat and playing in the qualifiers.
Right, okay.
And then actually going and playing half decent and still getting beat.
Yeah.
Because you know as well as anybody, some of the lads who go there and play there are unbelievable playing in pre-qualified.
I think they're almost like rounders at poker. When you go into a casino at night, you've got these guys in hoods that just sit there every week just to take your money.
Yeah.
I guess they're a bit like that.
There was one match I played with one of the lads, who was a Scandinavian boy, and I was 3-3, I played two of the best safety shots I'd played. I stuck him on there granite with no shot whatsoever, and he rolled one in and made 100, and rolled another one in and made 90. And I went, thank you very much, good night, closed the door, turned the lights off while I lead.
And do you want this cue? I don't want it anymore.
Yeah, honestly, I was in the car driving home, and of course, like I'm coming back from Wales after playing, and I went, that's me done, I've had enough.
Yeah. So how long after that did you start the comms? Or were you commentating while you're still playing?
Yeah, I actually started a little bit earlier than that because I quite enjoyed it.
Right.
The first one, I'll tell you what happened the first time. The reason I was playing in the UK Championship. The match that was on live in the afternoon finished at 5-5.
Right.
So they said David Byrne was in charge then. It was absolutely brilliant. And he said, quick, get the young man in, we'll interview him. So they stick a pack on me and they run me in and put me down. And David Byrne says in my first line, he said, by God, he said, that Terry Griffiths is tough to beat, isn't he? And I said, I suppose he is, David, but I've been playing Cliff Thorburn all afternoon. Well, he absolutely burst out laughing because he made a mistake. And then after that, he said, get him in, bring this young man. He said, perfect. He said, he got me out of a hole there. He said, So then I started doing bits in the studio.
I didn't know what I liked in the beginning, but you obviously love it. I mean, I do. Oh, look at that! Absolute knowledge.
Apart from the fact I'm not got position, it's a great shame I haven't.
There you go. Look, the people want to see you pot a few balls, JP.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you enjoy. I mean, obviously, we're lucky. We've got a good group, haven't we, that we do it with. So
listen, how many other sports do you know with that many world champions or people who've won the highest tournaments who are all commentating and all speaking? There's not many.
Yeah.
And we all have our own ways, and I still can't play position. So there's no change there then. I'm going to cheat there as well. And this could be the biggest cheat you'll ever see. This table's quick, isn't it? But no, it's, I think, and the great thing is there's no ego. Everyone has a laugh, and we have our golf in the middle, which is great, isn't it?
Can you remember the first match you did commentated on?
No, actually can't remember. Why can you?
Can you remember the best one you commentated on?
Oh, there's loads of them, isn't there? I mean, Selby last year when he made the maximum was pretty special, wasn't it?
I was off that night. Funny because I was actually eating in Piccolinos.
Yeah.
And up until then, I was the only one that made a maximum in one table.
Right.
So they had a big screen on Piccolinos, and I'm eating. I've got my back to the screen, so I'm eating because I'm on my own because the night off. Folds is over there texting me, and he's saying, "Here's another record of yours going down to Swanee." I turned around, he's like on the last couple of reds and made a maximum on the one table. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, that was very special.
Meanwhile, CJ was still in the tour. Oh no, that was the final. Sorry, that was before. That was just after the youngest one could have gone as well.
This is the worst cheat and break you've ever seen in your life.
How have you seen that sort of standards rise and something? So from playing to like now commentating and
There's
stuff.
so
what do you think is the biggest thing? Is it break building? Is it safety? Or is it everything?
Yeah, I think the break building. I think middle pocket play as well is one of those things that's got unbelievably good. I mean, honestly, no one seems to miss in the middle bags.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things. But the overall standard, when we were playing in our pomp and playing, if there was about 8 players you thought were going to win the tournament, if there was anybody, that was a shock, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. But now, where can you put yourself in the draw?
I know. Well, I mean, look at we're in the middle of the World Championship. We've got Jack Jones, who was ranked 44 in the final against Karen Wilson. Everyone else, Ronnie's out, Judd's out, Selby's out, Williams.
Yeah, but there's just no good draws anymore.
What year did you start playing? 13, 14?
I started playing when I was 12. I was playing Crown Green Bowls. I played every sport. I was a bit of a sport Billy, to be honest, and I played everything. So I'd
Small table for Christmas?
Yeah, I had one of those, the old Fisher Price. I had one of those when I was a kid. But I was a runner. Ran in a thing. I was Liverpool. I was captain of the Liverpool cricket team. I was played Crown Green Bowls. I was a sport Billy. Did everything. And then it started raining one night. My dad said, "Come on, we'll go to the snooker club." And I went in. I was immediately hooked. You know, there was smoke hanging over the tables and the balls going in the pot. I'd never seen rails on the table before. Balls going in, and I just got hooked. And my dad said, "Right, come on, this is how you stand and this is how you hold it." Anyway,
could your dad play?
My dad was an ignorant potter, he called himself.
Well, my dad couldn't play.
No.
He's like 2 balls in a row, he was delighted.
Yeah, well, he was the same. My dad's highest break was, I think my dad's highest break in all the years he played was 52.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and I made a 51 after 6 weeks. So he went, I think we better get you the cue. He said, because you might know what you're doing. I went, fair enough. Once I'd got, you know, the club round the corner where it was, my dad was a small shareholder in it, and he used to paint and decorate my dad. So he used to paint the shades and keep the club clean up. So they used to give him his key. And that key, on a Saturday, I could go in on my own. They didn't open till 6 o'clock.
Right, okay.
So I'd have a bag full of 10p pieces, and I'd go in. I looked like Casper the Ghost because I never saw the sunshine. And I'd be in there playing. When everyone else was out in the sunshine enjoying it, I'd be in there playing. And I used to go and play. On a Saturday, I'd go to another club first on my bike, tie my cue to the bike, and go. Right. A few hours there, come back. Then I'd go in there till and then go home, have my tea, and then back to midnight. So I was like...
Playing against people or on your own?
Yeah.
Right.
Just, you know, sticking your name... It was annoying, wasn't it? Because you used to put your name on the board like that, with your initials, and then you'd have to wait till 2 old dodderers taking 3 hours to play. And you'd go on and go bosh, bosh, bosh in 5 minutes and wait another 3 hours. So, but it was fab. You know, that's what we did.
Who would have been other sort of good players in the area?
Not really. It's never really sort of been a hotbed for snooker, really.
I was just going to say that, as I can't remember any other.
Yeah, well, there was George Scott who turned professional later on.
Yeah,
George
was at his club a few times.
Yeah, well, George was 13 times Merseyside champion. So my father made contact with him. I started playing well and said, George, you know, look, he needs to learn a bit. Yeah. You know, he can pop balls and stuff. So I used to go to George's house. He lived right opposite Aintree Racecourse. So Saturday morning, I'd get the train and I'd go and see George, and we'd go and play, and I'd learn, you know, so much more with match play because he was hard. He was rock hard. Old school. Old school. You know, like...
Put 20 and run.
Yeah, but just like, I mean, the table they used to play the final on in Merseyside was the hardest table you'd ever seen.
Right.
And George won every year there because basically people who went for pots were just wasting their time. But I used to go and see him on a Saturday, so I got developed fairly quick by playing him.
Frank, was that later you went to Frank Callan?
I bumped into Frank when I played Northwest Junior finals in the Commonwealth Club in Blackpool, and Frank had come to watch and basically see me play and everything. And he's, you know what he's like. Oh, I can help you out. Don't worry about that. You come and see me.
Because the first time, I don't know if we actually met, but I remember seeing you at, I'm just going to say this is too early in the morning to play snooker.
Nobody's interested in you anyway. It's not about you for once. It's always about him.
No, I remember seeing you obviously at Pontins in Prestatyn, because I started going when I was 13, and like, you always get the buzz of who's the best players and all that, and it would always be you'd be one that, like, even if you're upstairs, there'd be crowds around the table and everything. That's John Parrott.
Yeah, that's funny.
And then obviously Junior Paul Black.
Yeah, well, I've got to be honest with you. My father was he was an average snooker player, but what my father was very good at, he was a very good judge of people. He was a footballer, my dad. He played Liverpool schoolboys left back, and he was a brilliant judge of sports people. He saw Steve Davis have 6 shots, and he turned to me and he went, "World champion," and I went, "What?"
Really?
And you played in Junior Pop Black, and I won it that year, and you got beat in the semi. And my dad said, "Don't worry, son, you'll be seeing plenty more of him."
Oh, really?
That's what he said. He actually, I tell you, we went to a game at Anfield one year. I had a ticket. Somebody got me a ticket. I'm a blue nose, but I went to Anfield, and he saw a left back playing for Birmingham City, and he'd only seen him for 15 minutes. And he went, "Everton should sign him." He said, "He's a proper left back." I said, "He's right-footed." He said, "He's a proper left back." He said, "We should sign him." And it was Pat Van Der Now, and we signed him a few weeks later.
Wow.
So he was a proper judge. If he saw someone who could play,
yeah,
in whatever sport, he certainly knew what he was about. But yeah, he was dead right with you, wasn't he?
Not long after that, Junior, you played. Was it? You got to the semi-final because you beat Davis and you beat someone. The semi-final you got to.
I got beaten.
I was watching on TV.
I got beaten the semi by Steve.
You got beat by.
I beat.
I watched one where you beat Steve.
Yeah, no, I beat Tony Knowles.
Yeah.
I beat Alex Higgins. Yeah. That was the big one. That was 2,000 people that was in Warrington.
Yeah. Spectrum, yeah.
I expect it was absolutely manic.
Yeah.
I ended up winning that, going home, have a fish and chips and watch it on the telly, which was great. And then Tony Knowles said, "I'll show that young man what it's all about." They beat him 5-1. And then I lost 5-4 to Steve in the semi-final. Steve made a plan to make 71 in the last, but I've let it go. That was my first sort of proper tournaments and bit of limelight.
So what was your first win and when?
My first win was 1989 in Deauville.
What were the big crowds?
Yeah. Well, I played the first round, and I introduced myself. I played Eddie Charlton first round, and I introduced him to the audience. There was young Claude on the front with his wife, Claudette or whatever, and the 2 kids, and I introduced everyone to them at the start. They were the only ones in. But if you remember, it should have been in Belgium.
That's right.
But we had 2 South Africans, so we couldn't play in the tournament because of all this political nonsense. So they moved it, and there was no one there, was there? But I ended up beating Terry in the final, 9-8. And that was the first one. And a couple of years ago, I went to...
a positional shot.
Beautiful. A couple of years ago, I went on holiday to Deauville. So I went outside and had a photograph outside the casino where it all started. It was in a casino.
Because you did quite a good record of tournaments abroad, didn't you? Because I remember you used to go to Thailand. You used to absolutely hate it. You'd be moaning the whole time, "Oh, I can hate it here. I hate it. It's horrible."
Yeah, no, it was a tactic, that.
And I used to win it every time. I'm like, I'm doing it wrong. I'm loving traveling and everything. I'm getting prepared. I'm getting being a second round.
Honestly, I don't know what it was, but I used to play better over there. But no, I might have been moaning, but I was trying. But it's, some of the conditions were incredible. Remember that year we went to Thailand? We used to have one. Was it September or something, and we went February.
Yeah.
Remember that? And it was like the rainy season.
I couldn't screw straight black. I couldn't get the cue ball back to the cushion.
I remember Peter Empton, who was one of the world's greatest practices. Right, he's come in. All the lads are playing cards, aren't they, on the table? All 3 tables are free. So Peter thinks, "Oh, he's licking his chops," and he comes in, he broke off, didn't get past the blue, and he went, "You're quite right," and he put his cue in the cue slap. Absolutely hilarious.
I was going to ask when if you remember the best snooker you ever played. It must have been the first 7 frames against Jimmy, right, in the world final.
Yeah,
the best you ever. Because I remember watching that thinking, "Geez, you never missed."
No, the thing is, it was a bit like playing away in a European tie. I said, if you didn't get the crowd silence, you know yourself. You played in all the venues. I mean, what was the original Wembley like to play Jimmy in?
Oh, I know. I remember I think I played him 3 times there. I beat him twice and lost once. The time I lost, it was 6-0. And then Jimmy was clearing up in the 6th frame, and all I get was, "Taxi for Hendry!" oh, cheers. But yeah, so you obviously...
It was. I mean, I played them there Friday night one night, and honestly, there was 2,000 people in there, and the abuse I got was unbelievable. And the funny thing is, it actually inspired me. I didn't mind it. It made me try harder.
Yeah.
But I ended up beating him 6-5 on the black, and I thought, I had to sit in the dressing room for an hour. I thought, I'm not getting out of this place alive. But he was that was some atmosphere there.
Did you take the trophy to Goodison or when you won?
Everton were away.
Right.
So I was contacted by Liverpool, and they said, "Would you like to come and parade the trophy for the city of Liverpool?"
Yeah.
So there's still a few Evertonians don't forgive me for going to Anfield, but that was actually incredible. So to go out in the middle of the pitch and say, and they announced me, world champion, the reception was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And we were playing Spurs, they were playing Spurs Liverpool, and all the Spurs fans started, Jimmy White, and they come with that, who the is Jimmy White? so it was quite funny at a football match. But no, that was a great buzz. Now this might be a bit testing, a little bit running inside.
I'm just going to check out a few reds, just to
absolutely.
give you a bit of practice.
Absolutely. He just snookered me, by the way. I played on that red lovely now.
You're method in my madness.
Yeah.
Is there any shot or match or anything that you'd like to replay? When you always say, my obviously one's the black against Williams, the final of the Masters.
Yeah, but you know something, that's it. You get abuse for that, but that is one hard shot. And the thing is, what people don't realise with that shot was there was a bit more nap on those tables then. That's a shot that moves on the nap.
And it's the end of the night, you got finger marks, chalk, everything.
Yeah, I'm giving you the pass on that one. I think because that's a smelly little shot you got left. Whew, I suppose you could do. Do you know the good thing is I've let it go. It's just like, apart from that Steve Davis one, obviously, but no, I've let it. It's not really. It's just one of those things. And I suppose not losing the match to Mike Hallett would have been handy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you brought it up then. What was it like getting beat 18-3? I've been beat 13-2 at the Crucible, so it's not far off.
No. I think you had a 9-0 as well in the UK one year, didn't you?
Right.
Just not to bring it up. It's not all about you.
Well, because obviously Steve was just so.
Well, what people don't realise, and I'm going to do it again, he beat you in the semi as well, didn't he?
That's right.
And he was absolutely flying. And I'd had a really good season that year. Yeah. And I'd been in the business end of most things. And I got there, and do you know what? Honestly, I actually didn't play well that year.
Yeah.
I played all right. I was doing enough. Tony Mayo played terrible in the semi against me, didn't play at all. I ended up getting the final, I'm thinking, and I was watching your semi-final with Steve, and the standard was a joke. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm in a bit of trouble here. And then I got 12-3 down, and it was just...
Not the best feeling to have going into a world final.
Because I was absolutely knackered. And I was gone anyway, because I'd done so much beforehand.
Yeah.
And then he pumped me, and he did the right thing. He was on top and he hammered me. So it was a tough one to take.
The thing is, if you can be knackered, you start playing well, you can get over it. But if you're struggling as well, then you feel it's like golf, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It takes so much effort to play golf badly, and you're always knackered at the end of it when you play bad. You play well at golf, you could go and have another 2 rounds.
Oh, look at that cue action. There's lovely there, wasn't it? They'll put that back for you. Go on, you put a few balls. I've had enough.
I've had enough.
That's had enough. I've had 5 minutes.
Go on, when do you start playing golf then? Because JP's a proper golfer.
Yeah. I haven't been this week, but I'm there. I basically 35 when I started going backwards at my snooker.
So that's quite late then.
Yeah, I didn't play properly. I got given a set of clubs at one of the Pro-Am things, and they used to stay in the cupboard. I never played. I just used to put them in the cupboard, play June, July and August. Yeah. Because obviously this was your job. But then I started playing properly, and I've got good lads who I play with all the time at the club. I'm a member of Formby, which is just gorgeous. Yeah. It's like your Sunningdale. It's the same sort of thing. But
and horse racing was your big thing.
That's the biggest one. Yeah, I'm absolutely.
Your biggest passion, you reckon?
Yeah.
Horse racing.
Yeah, national hunt. Your pal was my pal for many years. I used to love AP. You won't see many better jockeys than that, by the way.
Because you worked on racing as well.
I did, yeah. I did. The BBC asked me.
So you wouldn't have got that job if you didn't know your stuff, would you? You got away with that.
Well, they had me roving reporting around Liverpool, which was for the first thing, which was hilarious, interviewing people. Like brilliant. You never know what you're going to say live. And then after that, they said, "Will you do the betting?" And I ended up with Gary Wilshire, who's a bookmaker, and the two was at an absolutely brilliant time. Gary was like great fun to work with, and the whole thing was brilliant. Now, for me, to be paid doing what you love. Yeah. And to watch it. My biggest passion is national hunt racing.
Right,
so
okay.
That is when I can't play golf and I can't play snooker, I'll occupy my time by going there.
Won a few quid over the years?
No, probably not. Probably nowhere near in front. But it's not the point, is it? It's just like, going to watch it. And I've missed.
For me, it is. If I have a bet, it's absolutely the point.
No. Well, I'll tell you what. When we used to play, the Cheltenham Festival was obviously the best 4 days of the year. It used to be 3 days then. But I used to get Adrian Humphreys from the Sport and Life, and I'd be sitting in a room in Thailand in the office waiting for the fax machine to come through.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah,
I remember that.
With the winners of the Cheltenham going, how the hell is that one? So but Adrian was great. He used to fax them straight over. But I've been going there to Cheltenham since 1984, and don't miss.
Right.
Don't miss.
Right.
Absolutely the best. It's just the best race. So, by the way, this is nice. This is impressive.
Well, I've sort of stepped up a gear, John. Up until that one.
Yeah, in truth, it wasn't. You only had to go up. There wasn't a down, was there?
Do you know what? Like when you stop though, it's this hand that does you in it. It's the grip hand.
Do you know something?
It's like because I just don't know what I'm doing this hand here. And I remember speaking to Anthony Hamilton. They said you had the best right hand in snooker, which sounds a bit dodgy. But
it sounds more than a bit dodgy if you don't mind me saying so.
But he did. He said it to me, and I didn't know what he meant. And so, but now it's just like. I said, do I come off the cue? Do I hold the cue?
It does seem like another life. You know, when you're playing now, you think, you used to be quite good at this.
So annoying, because it used to be such an easy game.
The thing is, you changed the way it was played, which is, yourself when you played Steve and you changed it all around. That was the change in the game. That was, people started playing differently then, didn't they? When I started off, my father's hero was Ray Reardon. Right, so everywhere we went, when Ray Reardon was on in the area, we were in the car and we went and watched. We'd seen Ray playing exhibitions and, because the man was an all-round fantastic match player. Yeah. So he was basically the one.
Did you ever play in a match?
He beat me in one of the World Championships when I was a young lad. He beat me 13-12. Right. I think it was either the quarters or the last 16.
I'm going to step along one just to see if I can get close to it. This doesn't be a laugh.
That was one of the first times and being interviewed afterwards and what have you, but I didn't play much after that. I think even near the end then. Well, you're saying near the end, he made 100 break, didn't he, the week? He's 91.
Yeah, it's absolutely
where's that coming from?
Absolutely incredible.
That's unbelievable. But he was just an absolutely fabulous match player, and then you changed the way that was all played. And the game's played probably the way by lots of people because of you, the way it was changed. Right, that's a long way down there, by the way.
Right, I'm wearing the T-shirt. You must have an Alex Higgins story.
He was, listen, I've got loads of them, but I played him once in Watford, and we played, it wasn't long after he'd sort of had the broken legs, the one where he jumped out the window and broke his leg. So he's playing, and he's got a pair of plimsolls on with like white things, and his kids have drawn smiley faces on the front of his shoes while he's in his dress suit. So that's the start of it. So anyway, he played the match, and he's going, JP, like on, yeah, he said, did you come in the car? I went, yeah. He said, oh, good, you can give me a lift home. So I'm like, fucking now at the time, I've got a brand new BMW. I've like absolutely 3 Series, 325, worked hard, got this car was immaculate. You could eat your dinner off the engine, right? Anyway, Alex comes in. He jumps in the front of the car, shoes off, sweaty feet on my dashboard. Next minute, pack of fags. He's got the longest coat you've ever seen. He's pulling bottles of beer. Yeah, kid, have a drink. He's throwing bottles of beer at me. There's cigarette all over the place. The ashtray's full in 20 minutes. Film the manager's driving, right? Says, fucking, you can't see out the windows. It's absolutely wrecked. So we're driving him home, and he said, the only thing I've ever, to me, which was funny, I said, by the way, Alex, we're driving you home. I said, but where do you live? He went, Sheep's Arse. I said, Sheep's Arse, where's that? He went, Ram's Bottom. so I dropped him off, and he's at this place, he's at a flat, and the hill is like that. And I said to him, what do you do in the winter when it snows? We stay in a lot. That's what he said to me. You stay in a lot. And he honestly was that in my car. I got home about 3:30 in the morning.
A black ball game,
and I had to get the Hoover out. I had to wash. Honestly, the car was just destroyed. trying to giving him one lick. But he was nobody. There's never been anybody like him, has there?
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, I say the stories I have. When I first obviously started playing, wanted to practice all the time, it was incredible.
Did you practice him with him a lot?
When I first started, every tournament he'd say, I'll come and have a game, and I'd be practicing with him. I wouldn't get many shots and everything, but just to watch him, and like the genius for me with Alex was he'd play a simple positional shot, like so you'd play off, but he'd play it a difficult way.
Yeah,
he'd play it like a way that
I saw him play a shot with a rest I've never seen repeated. It was like you think, how the hell have you done that? He was
a side to side shot. Look at that. There you go. I'm giving you my mark.
There's a bunch of reds around here, and he's got the rest like that with the pink, and he's potted it, screwed in, and got right in the jaws. Come off the back 2 cushions and split the reds up. And I've gone with the rest. I've gone, what a shot that is! And he just, what am I doing? And the way he goes, absolutely. What are we doing here?
A black ball game, but I'm having another shot. I'm having a breakfast bowl because I butchered it. No, one of the last times I seen him before he passed away was in Ireland, and he said to me, I'm going to start playing again. Yeah. He said, I'm going to come up in a caravan, park it in the driveway at your house, and we're going to play. We're going to practice every day. I'm like, Okay.
Well, he went to a lot. And remember David Singh used to be David Singh as a junior player, wasn't he? I think his father or something had like a hotel with a few rooms in it and a snooker table next door. I think Alex went to stay there with him for a week or so and stayed about 6 months. He never left. He just absolutely prayed and practiced there every day.
He's not done a treble. There you go. I have to mention your question sport captaincy. How long did you do that for? That must have been fun.
It was 6 years. I did it for with 96. Yeah, we were on a program together originally. We used to do it in Manchester on a Sunday or London. We were on one on opposite teams, and Mike Adley was the producer, saw the pair of us and thought, well, he noted it basically. And then when Bill and Bill Beaumont and Ian both of them were coming to the end of their tenure, he asked us, and of course, there's absolutely no doubt it was to the detriment of my snooker, but
really?
Because there was I had to go to London quite a lot before night and drive and stuff, and you weren't doing your usual routine of practicing all the time. So, but how can you turn that down? It was a national institution.
I know.
You can't. 50 years on TV, you're not going to say no.
Yeah.
So it was absolutely brilliant fun with Coisty, who is of course
Did he turn up for everyone?
Yeah. He was always on the first flight from Scotland, booked on it, and he was always on the second one.
Right.
Because that's what he is, and he was brilliant fun all the way through it, and Sue was bubbly, and at the programme you get to meet your hero. There's people in there. Coisty,
that's the people you must have met every week.
Coisty was a big boxing fan. When Evander Holyfield turned up, Coisty was like, oh hello, because he loved his boxing, but Seti was on, and you got people like Ili Nastasi came on, absolutely loved it, couldn't wait. When can I come on again? And it's amazing.
Do you have to do research on the captains? You do homework, or
they used to say to me, read the back few pages of the Telegraph. At the time that was but to be honest with you, I've only ever been interested in sport anyway. It wasn't like homework for me.
Yeah,
it was just great fun.
Oh, this looks good.
No, this looks mad. You got to go 4 cushions. Come on, look at this.
4 cushions. 4 cushions.
3 cushions then. Go that way backwards. Tick, 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 tick. I'll tell you what, if you knock it in there.
That's just terrible knowledge. I can confuse myself.
But you got the people on there were just incredible. And you've got people who were in Olympic finals, played in FA Cup finals, been in the most pressurised situations. And footballers know they couldn't get the questions wrong, because they were going into work the next day, going to get absolute stick. But it was just brilliant fun, and did 3 shows in a day, 2.5 year waiting list to see a show.
Was it really?
And it was absolutely great stuff. It's close if you're playing safe.
I think that's enough punishment that the people need to watch us.
Yeah, they don't need to watch anymore.
Absolute pleasure.
Brilliant.
Thank
Pleasure.
you very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much.